All right, class, settle in, settle in. Welcome. Today we're going to dive into a question that really is at the heart of our entire modern economy. Why do we buy the things we buy? Now, on the surface, it seems so simple, but trust me, the answer has become one of the most complex and, I think, fascinating puzzles in the business world. So, let's get into it.
But before we get into all the theory and the frameworks, let's start with a little thought experiment. Just think, right now, about the last thing you bought online. Was it a book, a new gadget, maybe just dinner? Okay, now, why did you choose that specific one? Was it the brand, the amazing reviews, the price? Just kind of hold that thought in your head, because your own decision is the key to unlocking everything we're about to talk about today.
So why do we even study this stuff? I mean, why are there entire university departments and huge corporate divisions just dedicated to figuring this out? Well, it's because understanding buyer behavior, that really intricate mix of thoughts and feelings and actions that leads you to finally click that buy button, is the absolute foundation of modern marketing. And it's not about tricking people, it's about how companies can create products you actually want and services that genuinely solve your problems.
Okay, so to understand where we are today, we first have to look at where we came from. For decades, marketers had this very neat, very clean map of how you made decisions. It was the gold standard, the model that guided pretty much all their strategy. We'll call it the classic map. All right, so look at this. For years, this flowchart right here, this was basically the accepted wisdom in every marketing textbook. The whole idea was that every single customer, for every single purchase, walked down this very orderly 5-step path, you see. It was logical, it was linear, and, it made the world seem a whole lot simpler than it really is.
And here are those 5 neat little stages. First, you realize you have a need. Man, I'm thirsty. Then, you search for information. Okay, what can I drink? Next, you evaluate the alternatives. Water, soda, juice? Then you make the purchase, and finally, you have that post-purchase outcome. Either, that was refreshing, or, I shouldn't have had that. Pretty straightforward, right? This famous quote from Harvard's Theodore Levitt just perfectly nails the psychology behind that very first step: need recognition. This is really the core of what we now call the jobs to be done framework. See, you don't buy a product for what it is, you hire it to do a job. You don't hire a drill because you want to drill, you hire it to make a hole. You hire a candy bar to solve your hunger. The job, that's the real need.
So, that classic linear map, it worked pretty well for a long, long time. And then, the internet happened. And that neat, orderly little map wasn't just redrawn, it was basically ripped to shreds by a digital earthquake that completely changed the landscape of how we buy things.
So the old map was often pictured like this, a marketing funnel. Companies would just pour a ton of awareness and advertising money in at the wide top, and they really believed they could guide you step by step down this predictable path until a purchase just kind of plopped out the bottom. And the key assumption here, that they were in control of the process.
But that little device in your hand, that portal to all of the world's information, it completely flipped the script. The power shifted dramatically from the seller to you, the buyer. The old rules, that old map, they just didn't apply anymore.
And all of a sudden, you had superpowers. Seriously, you no longer had to just take a salesperson's word for it. You could search for anything, instantly. You could read reviews from thousands of real users. You could compare prices from a dozen different stores in seconds. You see, you were no longer just walking down their nice, neat path. You were forging your own. So, if the old map is gone, what replaced it? Well, today, marketers talk about the customer journey. It's a brand new map for a brand new world, one that finally acknowledges that the path to buying something is absolutely not a straight line anymore. Yeah, the customer journey isn't a neat funnel. It's more like a messy spider web. You might see an ad on Instagram, then search for it on Google, then watch a review on YouTube, ask a friend about it on WhatsApp, and then finally buy it on Amazon. Every one of those interactions is a touch point on your own unique and very nonlinear journey. And this diagram here illustrates the new reality perfectly. To navigate this new map, marketers now focus on what they call moments of truth. These are critical points in your journey that totally determine what you do next. And the most important one, well, it's a completely new discovery, one that happens before anything else.
The original idea, which came from the folks at Procter & Gamble, was the first moment of truth. This is that classic at-the-shelf moment. You're standing in the store aisle, you're looking at 10 different kinds of toothpaste, and you've got about 3 to 7 seconds to make a choice. That's the FMOT.
Then comes the second moment of truth.
This is what happens after you get home and actually use the product. Does that toothpaste really whiten your teeth? Does your new phone's battery actually last all day? This is the experience moment, and it's what determines if you'll ever buy from that brand again.
And that brings us to the single most important development in the last 20 years. Google pinpointed this new pre-shopping moment, the Zero Moment of Truth, or ZMOT for short. This is all the research you do before you even get to the shelf. It's the reviews you read, the YouTube videos you watch, the articles you scan. And here's the crucial point, everybody. The battle for your purchase is now usually won or lost right here, before you ever even see the product.
And if you need any proof of just how powerful this Zero Moment of Truth is, here it is. An estimated 93% of all shoppers now check online reviews before they make a purchase. Just let that sink in. That means nearly everyone is out there actively researching, comparing, and forming opinions long before they're actually ready to buy. The ZMOT isn't some niche thing, it's the new default.
Now, a fair question to ask right now is, okay, Professor, but does this all hold up for really big, complex purchases? I mean, what about a huge company buying $1 million worth of software? Does this map apply to them too? Let's take a quick look at the B2B world, business-to-business buying. Well, there are definitely some key differences. You, a consumer, usually make a choice on your own. A company, they use a buying center. That's a whole committee of people. Your decision might be emotional. Theirs is almost always driven by cold, hard, rational logic and return on investment. And the risk? For them, a bad choice could cost millions of dollars, and even people their jobs. The stakes are way, way higher. So yes, the B2B process is definitely more complex. But, and this is the crucial point, the fundamental shift we've been talking about is identical. The B2B journey has also been totally transformed by that digital earthquake. Today, something like 3/4 of business buyers would much rather do their own online research than ever talk to a salesperson. The Zero Moment of Truth is just as powerful in the corporate world.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. We've gone from the old map to the new one, from a world where marketers tried to push you down a funnel to a world where you, the buyer, get to chart your own complex, winding journey.
If you only remember a few things from today, let it be these points. 1. The path to buying something isn't a straight line anymore. 2. You, the buyer, are firmly in the driver's seat. 3. That pre-shopping research phase, the ZMO, that is the new battleground for every brand on the planet. And 4, this isn't this for buying headphones. It's how the entire world buys things now, from people to giant corporations. And so, that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Now that you know the game, now that you can see this new map and how your own decisions are being shaped online, how does this change the way you play? Not just as a future marketer or business person, but as a consumer yourself. Something to think about. Class dismissed.